Okay guys, give me a second. I'll update the title. That's my name. Cool. I think we're all set. Welcome everyone. My name is Layla. I'm back. Most of you will know me. I stream here every week. Let me know how well you can hear me over the music. If the music is too loud, I can tone it down. Hello, Intervision. Здравствуйте. Og Sunday Layla again. Hello. Hey Layla. Hi Design of Manish. Can I ask where your accent is from? It's from Moldova. Music is okay. Awesome. Nice. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But I love it. Zelda! Yay! It is Zelda. Hi Dino. Hello, I miss your stream. Hand pink waving. Hey. I'm half Polish. Yay, cool. We're technically neighbors. Well, not right now. I don't live in Moldova anymore. Okay, so today I wanted to focus more on her anatomy, and I promised that we'll model her earrings. For those who don't know, I'm just quickly gonna show you. So I'm not following any particular concept at the moment. I just have a rough idea in mind of what I want to make. Obviously it's Zelda. I haven't decided fully on the pose. I think once I'm happy with the mesh, I'm gonna sketch it in 2D and roughly lay out my final composition in Photoshop. With her earrings, yeah, they're kind of cool. I ran out of time last week, so we're gonna model them today. And then probably we'll start on ornaments on the dress, stuff like that. Let me sip my tea. It's currently 6:30 AM, maybe a bit later than that. Yeah, I started a bit late because I had some technical difficulties. And it's freezing cold in New Zealand. It's probably 12 degrees in the house right now. Oh, I'm American. Cool. Model looks as beautiful as you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's the one. Have an art block. What can I do, please? The weird and controversial advice that I would give you would be not to work. To give yourself some time. And not try to force yourself to work more. It can actually create more art block. From my personal experience, I would recommend going on a hike or some sort of nature retreat, even for a couple of hours in the park, and not sitting on your phone. Preferably, we all do that, but try to go and just observe nature. I know it sounds corny, but for me it really helps. To not work and not distract myself with digital stuff. Yeah, that's all I can say really. Colts. Evening, doing some sculpting myself too right now. Oh cool, what are you sculpting? Chris.
I'm not sure about that, but I have to have it focused. The new call is soon possible texture.
Second attempt at a realistic eyeball. Cool. So you like sculpting, hand sculpting the iris then? That's always a good practice. Okay, so for earrings, they consist of like the main sphere shape with like tapered ends, and then there are scales sitting on top. They kind of remind me of like dragon scales, which kind of makes sense if you ever played Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. I found some good references here. So I think I'm gonna try and model one scale and then we'll instance it across the mesh, or maybe we'll use like just an IMM brush to insert it. We'll see whichever is gonna be easier. So for that, I'll probably start with a circle. Oh, I already had a circle prepared, never mind. Around symmetry. I want to zero mesh it straight away, even lower. Went to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse on the weekend. It was amazing, guys. If you haven't seen it and you liked the first part, you're gonna love the second one. They pushed the art style to like a whole new level. It's even more detailed now. I want to play Tears of the Kingdom so bad with the princess. Yeah, I mean, if you can get your hands on it, do it. I know it's quite expensive, and Nintendo rarely ever like put items like their IP items on sale, like really well-known IPs like Mario and Zelda. You can buy it secondhand though. I've bought some games for Switch secondhand for like half price on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. Just be careful because there are some scammers out there. I need to learn this software. Is it free and does it export to Unreal Engine 5? You can learn this software on the channel where you're watching it. It's called ZBrush. You cannot get it for free like this version, but you can try it out like a very, what I call it, a bit of a stripped back version of ZBrush. It's called ZBrush Core Mini. You can Google it. It's for free if you just want to play around with sculpting. You can also get the full version on subscription, or you can pay the full price for perpetual license, meaning it will stay with you forever. And yes, you can export stuff in like different formats. There's FBX, then OBJ, STL, like there's so many like export presets and stuff. I mainly just use FBX and OBJ. And yes, Unreal 5, as far as I know, can read it. Yeah, thank you, this is awesome. Yeah. Try it out. I mean, that's why we're here. guys more familiar with the software, so I can get myself more familiar with the software. I don't know everything by any means, just faking it. Okay, I kind of like this one. Let's try create an IMM brush, new, and now these ones we can now insert it like so. Let's turn on dynamic, and then in transform we can turn on radial count, and let's do it across y-axis. Let's delete that one. That was my idea from the start. Maybe 8 is too much, although we're going for more of a realistic Zelda, so it might be fine. Maybe a few less on top. So instead of 8, I'll go for something like 6. No, that won't work. 4? Let's give it some thickness and see what it looks like. Maybe I would go into here and do some tapering. Left. Maybe not. Sorry guys, just trying to figure it out as I go. Kitty eyes, insane fractal. Cute, so it's okay for now. If I want to, I can always remake it, I guess. We already have an IMM mesh, IMM brush. Okay, so we need to make like a connection point at the top and at the bottom to create the full earring. The way I'm gonna do that, it's gonna be simple. For the bottom, I'll go for something IMM primitives half H, meaning half, I presume. Now let's insert it here. And let's color it a different color. Let's split it first and then color it. If at any point you guys have any questions about what I'm doing on screen, please don't hesitate to ask them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Or just general questions. I'm happy to answer those as well. Hi Layla, hi Kazi. I hope I'm reading your nickname right. Yeah, then there's like probably, so I've made some earrings in the past. It was like a hobby of mine, so I know how they usually structured. Let me save Zelda. Now, we'll need like a connection point with a loop. For now, it can be easily achieved. Just I'm in basic. And do something like this. Now let's Control and drag with the left mouse button, which will duplicate it. Make sure you have the portion of the mesh that you want to duplicate masked. Now we have a second loop. That's sort of how earrings work. Sort of. And now we're missing the bottom part. also kind of looks like an eardrop. Are you guys working on anything? Like, I know Chris is working on a realistic eyeball. Are you guys sculpting anything? Let me know in the chat. I'm actually quite curious what my viewers are doing. Because I have a limited amount of screenshots, I'm just gonna interpret the earrings in my own way. That could have been a nice base for the earring, actually. Well, you live, you learn. Okay, now Zelda's got a cube for the head. Can go done. Okay, jokes aside, I just want to initialize the cube. For those who don't know, it's a really cool feature that sort of creates primitives that you want to have with like the set amount of subdivisions on each level. So if I wanted to have an even lower resolution of the cube, I could do that. And now let's rotate it. Likeness. Oh, cool. You're sculpting some sort of like famous actor or someone from your family. Hi Layla, really nice model you have there. Thank you. Still work in progress, but getting there. Sculpting an outfit. Ooh. For a character. I'm rendering right now. Oh, nice. An axe. Rendering an axe. Cool. Layla stream equals relax time. Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to hear. Okay, I'm struggling to think right now for some reason with her earrings. So they have 4 sides and they're sort of like pyramid shaped. So why can't my brain interpret it in 3D? It's like using all of its processing power right now in order to create it. Yeah, it's something like this. Ugh. Okay, so this is done. I just wanna crease it, I guess. Now when I subdivide it, it will be nice. I almost fell asleep listening to her explain. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Can you make a full character with just move and clay brush? Yeah. Yeah. That would be a challenge, but maybe not just those two, maybe 5 brushes out of ZBrush. I could totally make a character out of. So move, clay, and then smooth brush, and damp standard. So that's 4. If you're counting the smooth brush. And then something else like Z-modeler. I would probably need Z-modeler. Yeah, you can totally make it with just a few brushes. Okay, next part of the earring is this petal. Not petal, what do you call the part of the flower from where all the petals come from? You know what I mean. Hello, Miggy. What brush did you use to make the hair? I think it was a custom one, but I'm pretty sure I found it for free or something. Oh no, this one was by Yuri Moskvin. You can see it kind of like on top when it's highlighted. They have even their art station there. So I guess that's where I got it from. It's just been ages ago. But the main hair was just done with Dynamesh. Stuff like that. And these strands were sculpted. Also, it's not final here, so it will change in appearance quite a bit. Okay. The petals. How am I gonna make that? So a few ideas come to mind. One of them would be to Ctrl-Shift-D this mesh, and you'll see that it will get duplicated. Now let's turn on the radial symmetry. And do something like 6? Maybe we should stick with 8. I don't know. Now let's just draw the petal thing. Let's select it and delete hidden, and deformation let's polish by groups. or just polish. Let's turn on dynamic, turn off dynamic, and then polish. Yep, it's better. Push it in slightly. Now let's remesh it with the radial thing turned on. Yeah, that might not work the way that I would like it to. Hey, oh, hey, why do people keep asking that? Are you high? What do you mean? Thanks. You're welcome. Do you recommend any brushes for skin details such as pores and wrinkles? I rarely sculpt characters with like very defined pores and wrinkles, and when I do, I add them in texturing, so it will be in substance. But if I do need to sculpt them, I'll just use Dem Standard with the spray button turned on. This one, I'll just spray this and then obviously that's not perfect, but if you turn it down, it can be a skin brush as well. Obviously it's not for like super realistic likeness portraits, if that's what you're after, but it gets the job done in some scenarios.
Don't cry.
I suppose it's because you're so chill all the time. I don't know, people have said that I seem like I'm high, but I don't do drugs, okay? Maybe it is my voice, and maybe it's the fact that I always stream very early in the morning at 6 AM, and I am still not fully waking up yet. It might sound high. I don't know, you tell me. Okay, that will do for now. Means you have a calm voice. Studios in general tend to hire people from other countries to work from home. Okay, thank you. Studios in general tend to hire people from other countries to work from home. Usually, yes. They would prefer to have you in the office, because it's just way easier to train you for the certain pipeline and stuff. But it does not mean that they won't hire you if you're in another country. They will. If they really want you on the team and they like your skill. What if I do clay polish? Nah, not in this case. Okay, so her hair is getting sort of in the way, so might have to restyle it a bit. Now I want to move all of those geos that we've created, but I don't want to move them manually, so what I could do... Let's see... New folder... Hearing... Let's put it all in the same group, and then... Oops. Let's slide it, and let's slide it up. Maybe like so. Oh no, for some reason that group didn't move. Let's see what's going on. Yep. It's because it had masking on. It disregarded that group. Let's try it again. Yep, now everything's moving. Mute. It's better. Also, don't worry guys, I will move it to the other side, like I'll mirror it. Just for now, it's easier for me to work on one side and correct mistakes here while I can. That's kind of cute. Maybe inflate it a bit. I live in the States and work at a studio in Canada. Yeah, well, here you go. Look towards the camera and show the stylus, please. Okay, I will. Here is my stylus. It's from Uyon Canvas 22. I never learned how to pronounce their brand name properly. It's actually a fun fact. So my native language is Russian. And in Russian, Huyon brand name is... you can very easily mispronounce it and say a swear word instead of the brand name. So it's a bit tricky. Okay, I low-key wanna add some color to it. Let's add some color to it. Uyon. Uyon is a swear word in Russian. It's very close to it, yes. Haha, I am from Poland. I have similar problem with this brand name. Oh, here you go. See, I'm not talking shit. Okay. So I just wanted to quickly add some color difference in here. Like so. And you can flip it. Sweet. Now all that's left is to add like the actual connecting part. The one that actually goes into the ear cylinder. I might turn off these hair strands for now, just because they're getting in the way. Yep. Now let's group by normals. By the way, most of the functions that I have on my custom menu, they come from geometry, modify topology. From here, the one that I just did comes from here, polygroups, group by normals. I wanna keep the middle part and delete the side parts. So I'm sort of left with this hollow tube. And now we can taper it, like so. Except might be a little bit too much. Too many edge loops. So let's get rid of those. And usually you wouldn't have it here, you'd have it around here. And it also wouldn't go through the entirety of like this section of the ear. For all of you guys out there who don't have earrings, and or maybe you do, I don't know. We'll need to quickly let's bevel this bridge, this edge, and delete hidden. Maybe even more than that. Now we can extrude all polygons. And now will be something like so. Oops. So in my head, that's how this sort of earring would work. I'm sure there are more fancy way to do it. My sister is actually a jeweler, so she probably would do it in a completely different way. But hey, I don't have her here right now, so I can't ask. And I think this will work just fine. Let's try to subdivide it. Yeah, it looks fine. Imagine trying to explain someone at what you're working at and tell them how good it is this product, but the most common response is something like, no kidding, can't be good if that is called like that, huh? Ah, yeah, I guess. But those are just ignorant people. Those are people who have never tried Furion or Wacom or XP Pen or any of those brands. They don't have anything to compare it to. So just be compassionate towards them. Like, I'm using Furion, I've been using it for the past 6 months and I'm pretty happy. No problems with it so far. What are you working on? Sorry, my English. Right. It's okay, no, it's fine. My English is not the best either. Ooh. That happens sometimes. Now I want to move the earring again. Let's transpose the set. Ooh. Turn off the radial symmetry. Oh, right. This one's got some masking on. Cute. I might want to make this one a bit narrower, like so. Why is the deltoid muscle so pronounced? And the concept the elf does not have such a large delta. Yeah, well, it's still a blockout. On the concept, I actually don't follow the concept, it's just for people to understand what I'm making, which is Zelda. She's not an elf, she's a Hylian, if I may geek out for a second. Her deltoid muscles are just pronounced because I haven't worked on her body as much. I've been focusing on her like dress and details for now. And right now we're working on earrings. So if anything is not anatomically correct at the moment, it's because it's work in progress. I really don't like this mesh. It turned out kind of wonky. Looks like an octopus. Oh well. Okay, let's transpose the set again. And here you go. In almost an hour, we modeled an earring. Yay. Yeah, she trained a little bit, yeah. Gotta save Hyrule. He's been waiting for Link for like hundreds of years now at this point. Probably went to the gym, trained a bit. Also, there are some women with very pronounced deltoid muscles. What's wrong with that? Okay. Hello, hello, Prashan. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Wish I had deltoid muscles like that. Her back is very defined at the moment as well, quite tensed. Although in the neutral state it probably shouldn't be as defined. Both looking great. Thank you. I've reset the... I changed the damp standard settings a bit, so they're not the default ones right now, but it's okay. I know you'll never see it under the clothing, but I do like to practice anatomy when I can on my projects. Although I usually don't show off my models naked in the end. Because in that case, on ArtStation you have to specify that it has mature content. Okay. Maybe I should adjust her chest area a little bit. It seems to be a bit too high right now. Obviously it's stylization to an extent. But you can only break the anatomy to a certain point for the sake of stylization. It still needs to look believable. It's always a good feeling when you know your model is complete. Yeah, I guess. For me, it only comes when I post it. Like, while I'm still rendering and like compositing it, I still don't feel like it's complete. I feel like I can work on it for so much more. But I finally let go of it when it's posted on ArtStation and Instagram and stuff. That's when I can finally sort of relax. Also, something happened to her stomach, and it's like so low right now. I mean, the belly button. Shouldn't be this low. Actually, be like all the way up there. Again, not that it matters, but I do like sculpting all of these body parts, even though no one will ever see them. Sometimes I mispress some brushes, so forgive me guys. Might look confusing. I just use a lot of shortcuts on my keyboard. And sometimes I just go too fast. What is the highest poly count would you go for a full character with all the details? I rarely pay attention to the poly count. I pay attention to subdivision levels. I think the top for my ZBrush to handle would be like 70 million, but it's really dependent on your hardware. If your computer is strong enough to handle it, then cool. But yeah, I don't go higher than subdivision level 7 probably. Maybe 6. 6 is the top. Very rarely 7. Also, this is not an optimal topology, so my first level would be much lower than that. So technically, I'm currently at like level 5 or 6 with my subdivisions. I wouldn't go much higher than that unless I really need some core details in there. What should we work on next? Fix some of her body. Let's see. Yeah, that was before. It's now. It's better. Oof, gotta work on those arms. And hands, because they look very stubby at the moment. Where do you render your work? I usually render it out either out of ZBrush if it's just a speed sculpt, or out of Maya with Zeri. I really love how you sculpted the upper drain. Upper drain? What do you mean by that? So you toggled a little menu, how did you do that? You mean this one? Yeah, I have it mapped to my upper button, so the closest to my thumb when I hold it. It's just a custom menu that I created. I'm not gonna show it right now, but you can just Google how to create custom menu ZBrush, and it will be Ask ZBrush video. Like, you can make it in 5 minutes. And then you can assign a hotkey to that. So in order to assign a hotkey, I believe it's Control Alt something. Yeah. So you see I click Control Alt left key, and now it says press any key combination and assign custom hotkey, or press X escape from middle mouse or mouse button to cancel. I'm gonna cancel it. But basically you Control Alt click and then you assign number 2 on keyboard, or like, I don't know, anything you want that you're not using. And then in preferences you'll have Huion canvas. In digital pen I can like assign tab. So I think right now it's assigned to tab, keyboard key. So I Control Alt clicked on my menu and assigned tab to it, and then in the Huion preferences I assigned tab to the mouse button. So now each time I press it, it brings up the menu. Oh, full elf. Thank you, Chris. Her name is Zelda. He is one of the main protagonists of Zelda game series. Zelda. Headcanon. Link's been training her how to use the sword, and she's got some extra arm muscle now. Right. Yeah, must have been. Or maybe she was training by herself, you know? Because they seem to get separated every single game, and they're never together, so... I have an old laptop, so it won't handle more than 20 million and starts slowing down and it's impossible to sculpt. Yeah, that's why you upgrade your hardware from time to time. I would recommend maybe splitting your mesh into different parts. Not the body, but let's say hair should be separate from the body and the clothing should be separate. And then switching on like lower subdivision levels on the parts that you're not currently working on. And then the body, you can like bring it up to level 5 or something, sculpt on it, and then bring it low to level 1 and then sculpt another part of your sculpt, so like a hair or clothing or any details. In my experience, ZBrush handles it better when not everything is on high subdivision levels at the same time. Hey, familiar faces. Unless Bill, I cannot pronounce your name. Anne, you're gonna be Anne. I'm sorry. Chris, I thought so, but wasn't sure. Yeah. It's Zelda. There's a small concept over here that I'm roughly referencing when I'm sculpting. I thought it was Yoda. Aw, you're funny. Just kidding. She kind of looked like Yoda the first 2 streams. I don't blame you. Okay, let's work on those Yoda arms then. I've seen better days. So this should be rotated a bit inwards. Make this plane. I probably find arms the hardest part of the anatomy to sculpt. Yeah. I mean, they are tricky. Depending on the pose that they're in, they can be very tricky, yeah. Hello, Sida. Hello, Gaju crew. Gaju crew. The key to figuring out the arm anatomy is just having a bunch of references. So right now she's missing this bone that's sticking out. Don't remember the name of it. I know it's supposed to be there. I know what it looks like, but I don't know its name. A lot of people ask me how to learn anatomy. I'm not the best person to ask, to be honest. I'm learning with every project that I make. I didn't specifically sit down and learn all the muscles and all the bones in the body, which could have been very beneficial, I'm sure. That's just not the way I like to learn stuff. I find it boring. So I prefer practice over theory, which some people might say is a terrible advice. So you guys decide for yourself. The arms will also look much better once they're in pose, and then I'll sculpt them over the top as well, so they look a bit meatier and more like alive. Right now they look like two sticks. No, when did I turn off the symmetry? A while ago, I suppose. In this case, what I like to do is nope. Isolate the half and then go to deformation and flip it and press smart resymmetry, which will try to identify, like the middle section. It'll try to find the symmetry in your model and then transfer the difference from one side to the other. Hope that makes sense. That's just a life hack. If you have been sculpting without symmetry turned on for a while and then you notice it, you're like, oh, bummer. You don't always need to rewind. Ooh. I think it's all those twisting muscles on the arm. Yeah, they are a bit tricky. Although it's coming together. Alright. Disregard this part. This is okay for now. This is not looking great at the moment, but we will fix it soon. How much muscle tone do you want to give her? Not much more than that. I'm not really giving her muscle tone right now. I'm just defining the muscles that are supposed to be there, and they weren't because it's just purely a block out mashed together using remesh by union. Подскажи, используешь ли Marvelous Designer для создания одежды в стилизации? Да, использую. У меня пару работ на ArtStation, как Howl из Howl's Moving Castle. Оно в Marvelous было сделано. Мне он очень нравится, я его люблю комбинировать с ZBrush. Yo! In this video, title says 2022, just FYI. Love you all. Yeah, it's 2022 because I don't have 2023 yet. It's in the process of being installed on my computer. So I will soon switch to 2023, but thank you. Oh, interesting. She's still using 2022. 22 works great still. Yeah, I am. I mean, it's in the title. I wouldn't be lying to you guys. Yeah, I'm a bit lazy. Should have switched ages ago. But there were some bugs that I wanted the devs to fix with the local symmetry, for instance, because I use it every single day. And I remember downloading it when it just released, and there were some issues. I believe they're gone now. But yeah, probably next week I will be on 2023. We'll see. Hello, love the how you did the clothes. Have you tried using Marvelous Designer? I have, and I love Marvelous. For now, I'm not using it just because it's block out. I've used Marvelous with ZBrush, I've used just ZBrush for clothing, and I've used just Marvelous for clothing. They both work great, but they do achieve different results. In Marvelous, it's a bit harder to achieve stylized clothing, in my opinion. And in ZBrush, you can achieve both stylized and realistic clothing. So yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, depending on what you need for your particular project. Oh lol, thanks team. Okay, for me learning about muscle names was really helpful. Maybe it's funny, but when you know muscle name, you know what is sculpt right now and you can just better visualize it in your head. Yeah, I can see that. Again, it really depends on what kind of learner you are, I think. There are some people who are more visual, some people who are more structural, some people who like to remember stuff by names. For some, it's numbers. What happened here? By numbers, I mean like some people will actually try to remember everything in like proportions and numbers. So this should be 2/3 of this, and there should be like 8 heads fitting into the whole body, and then yeah. All different in how we learn, and it's okay. I'm more of a visual person, so for me it's the references that make the difference. That's why I have 3 screens. One to look at you guys and read the chat, one for references and one for sculpting. I also use local simul a lot. Yeah, I feel like we all do. I need to focus on what I'm working on. Happy ZBrushing. Oh, thank you for sticking around. Да, я видел Хауля, нравится. Нравится, когда стилизация проработанная. Сейчас делаю персонажа в ZBrush и тяжело идет скульпт одежды. Складки и мелкие детали. Думаю, попробовать Marvelous. Yep. Комбинации Marvelous and ZBrush are really good. excuse my Ringlish. Some questions are in Russian, and my Russian is actually not that great at the moment because I barely use it on day-to-day basis. So it's sort of nice to answer some questions in the native language. Yeah. I want to work a little bit on her neck, and then, so I just don't bore you guys with anatomy, we might move on to some detailing on her dress. I'll show you how I'm thinking of approaching it. Like those, see those orange ornaments on her green part of the dress? I'm gonna extract them. Извини, мой английский никакой, я общаюсь на русском, понимаю, что зрители в основном англоязычные. Нет, все окей. На самом деле много русских приходит. Русскоговорящих. Something happened to her neck over here. Should be a bit wider. In these areas.
Is everybody in the groove? Well, stick around. We're just warming up, baby.
Okay. I promise not to bore you guys, so I hope you don't mind. I'm just gonna do this because these hands don't look good at the moment and they really bug me. I will come back to them, I promise. So let's add some details on her dress. Let me find a good reference of what they should look like. Again, let's duplicate it and add a few subdivision levels to it. Maybe 4. Now with the symmetry, let's paint some details. Okay, that's the first one. Maybe a bit more. let's Control W, which will create a group. We can delete the lower subdivision. Now split hidden, and then let's roll back. Now we have like this mesh and this one separate. We're gonna keep it over there for now. Now let's add a second part to it, just to show you guys. Here's what I'm making. So we just made this part, now I'm making this one. Then we'll fill it in. Nice. Thank you. Also, I hope you guys don't mind, but this stream will be a bit longer than usual. So maybe like around 2.5, 3 hours. I'm just gonna have to check real quick on ZBrush UI that no one is lined up straight after me. I believe there is Anna Carolina, who usually streams after me. Interesting. Oh, never mind. It's in the day's time. Cool. So there is no one straight after me, so I can feel free to sculpt for as long as I can. Longest stream is fine by me. Great. That means we just get more stuff done. Okay, you know the drill. Control W. Isolate it. Split hidden. Now let's roll back. Now we have another part. Rinse and repeat. This sort of stuff I would actually usually use Topology brush, which I still might utilize it later, once I'm happy with the initial block out of all of these details. Might go over it with Topology brush. Quite a few of you guys asked me in the previous streams if I do retopology in ZBrush or not, and I said that I sometimes use Topology brush, and I was gonna show you. Okay, that looks fine by me. Control W, split hidden. Now we missed one bit over here, just this triangular shaped detail. Same thing, split hidden. Okay, now let's hide it and unhide the rest of these guys. What we're gonna do now, you can either go to Deformation tab and Polish by groups, which will smooth out the edges, Or let me quickly save. By the way, guys, I'm not sure if it's 100% true or not, but whenever you're saving stuff, make sure to unhide everything from all of your subtools. Sometimes ZBrush will have hard time saving files if there are hidden parts of the geometry. Sometimes it can even corrupt files, which has happened to me in the past. So make sure there's no masking on the objects and there's no hidden stuff before you save. I learned it the hard way. Z model brush. Z modeler brush? You mean this one? Yeah, I use it quite a bit. Did I say Z modeler? I meant Z topology brush. It's called Topology. Yeah. I'll show you what it does in a second. So basically it draws lines for topology to be built upon. As you can see here. And here you go, you have very clean geometry in a few seconds. That's why I love this brush. Good to know. Oh, that brush, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, really good one. God, my fingers are freezing. I might go and make myself some tea, if you guys don't mind. Just because, yeah, I want to keep on sculpting, but it's so cold in New Zealand. The way they build houses, there's just no internal heating in mind when they do that. So whatever temperature we have outside in the winter is the same temperature we have inside in winter. So that's fun. For any of my New Zealand or Australian viewers, you know what I'm talking about. Warm up. Yeah, I might be back. I mean, I will be back in 2 or 3 minutes, if you guys don't mind. For now, you can just go do your stuff, drink some coffee or tea, and I'll be back very soon. I'm back. Also, I put on some gloves. So freezing cold. Thank you guys so much for waiting. Okay, what was I doing? This thing. Let's do the same for the top bit. Although it's a bit trickier of a shape. Try a couple of times sometimes, because this brush is really finicky. It doesn't like everything you do with it. Add a few subdivs here, a few subdivs there. Okay, this will do fine. We can always bridge two edges and bridge stuff like this as well. Now let's uncrease it. And we'll have this shape. Welcome back. So you have winter now? Yeah, we do. It's the first month of winter in New Zealand. It's the weirdest thing, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere or you grew up there. It's so weird to celebrate Christmas in summer. Yeah. Still not used to it. Everyone celebrates Christmas with like family barbecues on the beach, wearing shorts and tank tops. Okay, I feel like this part might be... it'll be fine. Okay, this one trying to keep it as low poly as I can, just because it will give me more freedom to work with the shape later on. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. Yeah, mind blow. How long have you lived in New Zealand? It's gonna be 6 years in December. So 5.5. It's a different world. At least from where I come from. Beautiful country though. Grateful to be here. So this part is sort of done. We missed one piece though. Let's quickly make it same way. By the way, if you don't know how I'm bringing them to the surface, I hold down Control and then I drag the yellow square in the middle and it inflates the object. It works on any mesh in ZBrush. I were to do it here. Really cool trick that I use all the time. I might extrude the mesh border over here. Why did you move to New Zealand? I wanted to get like official education in 3D because I had some experience of like internship and then studying online, but I never had like a full-on diploma, which I thought was a game changer. Now I do know it's not so much a game changer anymore in the industry. From my experience and from all the interviews that I've heard from like artists and people who I talk to who would land jobs in big companies and small companies, they'd say that you don't really need to show that you have been properly educated to be a 3D artist. All that matters is a good portfolio and good showcase of like technical skill and artistic skill. But yeah, initially I moved here to study, and I studied and I got a job. Now I'm working full-time. You're amazing in ZBrush. I wanna be like you. Ah, you mean me? Thank you. Okay, so the top piece is sort of done. Now he's got 3 similar pieces to her earrings, but they're more like rough. So maybe they're closer to her necklace and stuff. Hanging off what I think they are threads of some sort. Yeah, pretty complex outfit. Also, her sword on this reference is blocking quite a bit, so I can't really see what's going on. Let's add some support loops. This is only needed for like animation production. For people who do stuff for games, we don't need to add support loops. They have their own stuff to worry about, like geometry optimization for the engine and stuff. But for us, who are making it for animation production, we do need to care about the support loops. So as you can see, it's got sharper edges now, as opposed to when I turned it on like half a minute ago. It wouldn't retain edges as well. Okay, let's do the same in here. But support loops aren't good for baking. I think you're, as an animator, also bake textures, eh? Eh? Yeah? Yeah? As an animator, I'm not an animator, but I work in animation production. Do I bake textures? I wouldn't say they're bad, as long as you're using like high-res mesh or like you're using normals from ZBrush. Just making sure that it's got like subdivision levels and it's not picking up the low subdiv to bake the maps. Also, maps are not used in animation. They're only used when you're texturing stuff in Substance, let's say. So this sort of like sharp edges, they shouldn't show up when you bake, because you would usually like smooth them out. on like high poly. And once you're happy with the high poly, that's when you go and you bake it in like Substance. But textures don't usually get baked for animation production. Not that I heard of. Like, again, you can bake ambient occlusion, cavity, curvature, all for texturing. But in texturing you can always fix stuff. Again, it's my personal experience. I know you have to bake them for games, but yeah. Anyway, this stuff is done. I'm contemplating whether I wanna add those bits. Probably do. Plus, we should have them from the last stream. Let's take this one. Let's duplicate it and take this one. Delete hidden. Flip it. Voila. Maybe I'll taper it a little bit. Oh. I should say flare it up at the bottom and taper it at the top. Cool. So she's got one in the middle, just hanging there. Also, I forgot to turn her side bangs on. Okay, now my weird way of thinking. No, they can create issues on baking. You are right, but you have to, like, you either exporting out high res without those issues, like those hard edges, from ZBrush, and then using it as a high-res object in Substance, or the other way would be to bake it and then manually like play around with masks and stuff when you're creating smart materials and whatnot in Substance. I'm glad I'm watching you manually add edge loops. I was brought up recently for game smashes and I wasn't sure exactly what they meant, but I see now. Yeah, so in engines they don't have such a thing as smoothing on, like, doing rendering, because that's what happens in animation, and that's why we need them. But for games you don't. That's why they care so much for the poly count to stay low. That's sort of the jam, and then oof. So 2 threads of kind of feeding through it, so I would imagine there's a hole in there, and holes in those ones as well. I might just fake it. Or I might just lay stuff out for now. Something like this. Let's rotate it. And then I'll just deal with it later. Ooh. Layla, download the character workshop from Olsen Brushes. Would you recommend any other free brushes? Heard mention them. Yeah, I use some character workshop brushes from Shane Olsen. One is Cloth 3D, really cool brush. The other ones are, I think this one and this one, although I don't use them as much, like Detail and Inflate. Really good brushes nevertheless. Yeah, I use the primitive one quite a bit, which are just basic primitives that you can insert. Really nice. Any other free brushes? Polygon's got good brushes. Poly. You can find his YouTube. You see the menu on top pop up when I switch between brushes. Yeah, so he's got free brushes as well. I use the Foley Mech Cut almost all the time. Yeah. You don't need a lot of brushes, especially fancy ones. No, you don't. On top of that, you can create your own brushes pretty easily if you want. Could potentially draw Topology straight on top of this. Let's try that. Yeah, and I'll use masking as a guide. Split hidden. Let's uncrease it again. I should probably pull uncrease all to my menu. How about we do that and I'll just show you guys how it's done. Because some of you ask me from time to time about my menu. So if you go to Preferences, Configuration, Enable Customize. Now, let's crease. So I want uncrease all. I use it quite a bit. I believe it's Control Alt Drag. I can even like put it here. Oh, I have it here. Never mind. How do I delete it then? Yeah, something like that. But yeah, if you wanted to add something, just Ctrl Alt drag. If you want to remove it, drag it out on the canvas and it should disappear. And then once you're done, you just disable customize. And I think you should save UI as your own thing. And it should save the menu as well. And store configuration. One of these will save the menu. Cool. Do I have it? Increase all. Stuff like this. I'll try and save first. Now undo. And let's try and project. Although there are quite a bit of stuff that I don't need. Let me quickly clean up my subtool menu. This is fine. Okay, cool. So I want to keep this one on and this one on. And now I'm gonna project geometry. I tried to do a good job. Maybe we'll try something else. Brush project. Z project. Let's try this one without RGB turned on. Not the best result. What I would usually do after a while though, I would like add subdivisions and then go over it with H polish. But it's a bit later in the production. Ooh. Now we can come back and turn everything on. She looks like a Korok from the game with this thing turned on. If you know, you know. Wait. This part is done. I What kind of tea do you drink, by the way? Right now it's red bush or rooibos. It's African tea, I believe. Quite popular here in New Zealand. Not sure about the rest of the world. Okay, moving on. This cloth might be sticking out too much, but I'll keep on adjusting it till the very end, I believe. I rarely call one part of the mesh done and then I never touch it again. Okay. Give me a second, I'm trying to find a reference of this chest piece that is not covered by the sword. Where would I find that? Rooibos is my favorite. Oh yay! I love it. I also really like peppermint. Oh cute! I just found, like, I googled Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and there are already some fan arts. Like this one. Cute. So, I'll try to avoid spoilers. Yes. No. Spoilers. I mean, this could be a good guide. Yeah, that's actually really nice as a guide. That's a cool pose. Very fluidy. This will do. Okay, let's keep this one as a guide. Now let's draw the next one. If you guys have anything in particular that you would want me to do on the character during the next 40 minutes or so, I can focus on that. If you have like any specific questions on how to do this or how to do that, yeah, drop them in the chat. Are any of you guys playing any games at the moment? Like, not at the given moment, but like just in general. Okay, so that's a cool shape. I learned a lot just watching you work, to be honest. Oh, I'm glad. Almost done. That's hidden. Let's roll back. Просто отдыхаю, смотрю, как ты работаешь. Ну, прекрасно. I started playing Far Changing Time. Never heard of that one. Changing Times. Gives me some sort of sea vibes. Oh wow. The art style is beautiful. Here's the game, so you guys can appreciate it as well. The art style is just wow, so painterly. I love Project Zomboid Solo, World of Warcraft with friends, and modding for Bethesda, waiting for Starfield. Okay, I'll pretend like I know all of it. Although I only know World of Warcraft. That's apparently a pretty good game. I'm more of an introverted gamer, and I rarely play with friends. Just because, like, in uni, I would play with friends, but then they would be like, "Oh, get this game, we're gonna play it together all the time." And then they would just never invite me. Like, invite me once, and then they would play without me a couple of times, and then they're like super high level, and I'm still running around in like hobo shirt and shorts with a stick. Not fun times. Cool art style is amazing. Amazing 2D taste. Yeah, that game looks amazing. I also rarely play with friends. Sorry if I made it sound like I had friendships. No, don't be sorry. Friendships are amazing. I have friends as well. I mainly play board games with them, not so much games, like video games. But it's okay to have friends. What the hell? It's great to have friends. Something happened on that side, so let mirror and weld. Maybe without symmetry. Local symmetry. Cool. One more piece done. Getting pretty repetitive, and I've gotta do the whole thing. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We're sort of like 20% done, 30% done. I know some people may not have friends, so I don't want to brag. It's okay to also not have them. It is. It is okay. Если с друзьями, то это Лига или Overwatch. Сам люблю RPG-шки Divinity Dragon Age. Cool. Я для Лиги делала фанарт Зери на предыдущих стримах. Если хочешь проверить. Я еще не залила на ArtStation, но предыдущие стримы там Зери есть. I was just saying, one of the guys said that they're playing Overwatch and League of Legends with their friends, and I mentioned that I actually started a project on Zeri of the Dawn. I think that's what her full name is. Can show you guys if you want where she's at the moment. Give me a second. It's a really cool project that I'm gonna finish, I promise. Just because it's too cool not to finish. I really like her design. There are some changes that need to be made to her face. Since last time I worked on her, I noticed that it just needs some proportional changes. But yeah, we modeled a lot of stuff on stream, like hair, and this jacket was fully modeled on stream. All of these details were modeled on stream. Her footwear also during the stream. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm currently retopologizing her off stream so I can texture her and render her. Sneak peek, yep. How long did it take you to finish this character? Well, she's not fully finished, but it was like... maybe we modeled stuff on her for 4 streams or so. 4 or 5 streams. And then before that was extra 8 hours for the body. So do your math. Usually I stream for 2 hours, 10 hours, 18 hours, something like that. Maybe like 20 hours or so. But she's still not done. Obviously, I want to change her face. I feel like it's too wide at the moment compared to the concept that I was using. But yeah, anyway. Back to Zelda. Looks amazing. Thank you. Oh, круто. Спасибо. Oh, wow. I need to sculpt an angel for bas-relief on a Renaissance wall. And I also need to sculpt Albrecht Dürer for my project. Damn, that's a lot. Yeah, wow. That's some traditional stuff, isn't it? For a Renaissance wall. I make goofy characters from fandoms that I love. I don't feel like an artist when you say that. You need to sculpt a bas-relief of a Renaissance wall. That sounds insane. Amazeballs. Oh, an angle, not an angel. Got it. Look who it is, the ambassador of Surface tablets. I'm not. People just ask me about the tablet all the time. Hello, hello, Emperor P. Hello. Yep. Yeah, anyway, that's Zeri. I'll come back to her some point. I do feel like her face should be a bit squished. Also, it's not connected to her body currently. Also, her neck, oh my god, it's so long. Why nobody told me that? I need to fix it. Oh, moving on. Oops, sorry, Angel. Milata, спасибо. Ahoy there. How are you doing? She's looking lovely, by the way. Thank you. That series looking lovely. I also sculpted a bust of her recently. Oh, you did? Maybe I actually saved your bust on ArtStation if you posted it. Because I look for Zeri references every now and again. And might have been yours. I didn't notice her neck till you said something. It's so long. I didn't notice it. It's just insane. Like, it's as long as her head. It should not be this way. It should be more like... Boy. My god. Her head should come down altogether. Lower. Yeah. That's just what happens when you don't work on a project for a few months. You just don't see this stuff anymore. And then you do. What wrinkle brush did you use on this character? Wrinkle. I used clay buildup and like smooth a lot, and then cloth 3D is also really good for stylized clothing. It's the one from Shane Olson. You can see the website on top. Ooh, moving on. I'm really excited for the new ZBrush 2023 feature where you can just draw an outline and then you can fill in the mask. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. That's my main reason for wanting to get ZBrush 2023. And I will, I promise. Just a matter of time. Okay, this is cute. Wrong brush. Brush Topology. Actually have it here. I don't know why I don't use it. Also, I somehow managed to drop the menu down so you couldn't see what I was using. Didn't know it had that. What are you talking about? My OCD just pops in whenever I find something needs to be updated on my PC. It's always up to date. Oh. This one is not subscription based. I'm not subscribed to ZBrush. I have a perpetual license. So if I were to get like a full new one, I would have to pay. Or because I'm a streamer here, I think I'm gonna get it as part of the partnership. I think. Okay, so it's a bit too high up. Let's move it down. Let's uncrease, and you guys know the drill. The mask fill thing. Yeah, it's one of the features that I'm really looking forward to. Oh yeah, I'm using master student license. I paid 10 euros each 6 months. Oh wow, that's pretty cheap. That's nice, that's ZBrush. Lets you do that. I didn't know. My university just had ZBrush installed, so they were paying for it. And then I got a job and I was using ZBrush at work. And then I got my own ZBrush. Did I hide it? Yep. I want to color it the appropriate color. That might be too dark. I could actually just combine them all because they don't currently have any thickness. They all share the same thickness. So let's just do that. Merge it down. Ooh. Still a lot to get through. Would it be easier to paint the details on the dress? It would be easier, but that's not how it's modeled in the game, and I really want the details to actually sit on top and to be legit. I wouldn't want to paint them, to be honest. They're a really cool piece of the outfit, and they're supposed to be like casting shadows. And I don't think I would achieve the same result if I were to fake it with displacement, to be honest. Oh, I see, they're decorations, yeah. They're part of the dress. Do you use Maya at all? I use Maya all the time, yeah. As much as I use ZBrush. Hello, I'm using ZBrush 2023.1.1 and I won't start at all even after deleting everything and also install won't start. Got any idea what to do? I'm sorry, I'm not the support team for this sort of issues. I would recommend going onto ZBrush's website, Maxon's website, and then in contact, like write them an email, and just by giving them your username and stuff, they'll be able to help you out. Shouldn't be happening. Sometimes it can be some sort of like old installation issues if you had any old versions of ZBrush. But sorry, I'm not equipped with knowledge to solve this sort of issue on the fly. Is your graphic drivers up to date? Yeah, might be something to do with your computer, might not. Sorry, it's very like dependent on each case. I wanted to take a quick break from the details and sculpt hence a little bit. So let's isolate them. Look at these sausage fingers. Well, we're gonna fix that. Also, her pinky is just ginormous. I use it in the office, I don't have it on my laptop. And I didn't have any ID to share with the support team. Well, they still will be able to help you. You have it in the office. Did you purchase it or did the company purchase it? Because there will be ID if you, like, you should have your own profile registered with your name, your email probably. Even if it's not an ID, your name should suffice. Otherwise, I don't think you'll be able to fix it on your own. Sometimes it is just some sort of like bad compatibility between like different drivers or this particular version of ZBrush with your computer. It just requires some troubleshooting that you might not be able to do on your own. So I would recommend reaching out to the support team. Is that a transpose tool? Which one? This one? Yeah. I just control and drag to select certain parts of the objects that I need, and it's roughly places the tool where I need it to be. And that's how I pose my my models as well. Feet to her fingers, just a little bit. I am reinstalling once more to check. The office purchased it from their ID. I'm supposed to reinstall it in the morning and fix the issue. Well, you're not supposed to. If it's a software issue, there's nothing you can do. You should approach your management and say, hey, fix it. It's not your responsibility. You're an artist working for the company. It's their responsibility to make sure that all of your tools are in check and working. Update all the drivers and this will hopefully solve it. Yeah. can't imagine waking up one morning and setting up everything for the stream and then my ZBrush not working. That's a nightmare. All drivers are updated, but I'll check again. Do you know if the PC meets the minimum requirements for ZBrush? Yeah, that's a good thing to check. By the way, is there any way to open the file on an older version? If it's a newer file on the older version, it might not work. You can attempt to send it again to the support team. They might be able to somehow convert it. But the best guess would be to keep the old version of ZBrush and the new one on your computer, and then go into the old one, export out the file as an FBX, like the highest subdivisions, and then import it as an FBX into newer ZBrush. That's the way I would do it. Sausage fingers, yay. You can stretch the palm a little or reposition the thumb. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like her palm is a bit short. A few centimeters, but that's a good point. Position the thumb, yeah, it will need a lot of work. Right now it's bending the wrong way. Be more like this. And still bending the wrong way. Breaking her fingers and her thumbs. Where's Layla? I usually like to add fingernails as a separate geo, which I probably should do. How long should it take you to make a character in game production? Because I feel like I'm a little slow. I wouldn't know for game production because I don't work in it. I can say that in animation production, it will really depend on how central the character is. If it's a background character, it can be just a couple of days. If it's the main protagonist, it can take from 3 weeks to 2 months of just revisions and revisions and revisions. Really depends. For game production, it wouldn't be any less than a week. For like an approved sculpt, I think a week is a good time. It should be enough to get a good high poly done, and then you work on low poly, stuff like that. So don't be too hard on yourself. Also, studios will expect different speeds from different levels of artists. That's why mid artists usually get paid more than junior artists. Then there are senior artists that earn more than mid artists. And then there are team leads, which is its own thing. So from a junior, they wouldn't, like, usually companies are pretty understanding. You're like maybe unfamiliar with the pipeline of their studio or this and that. Plus, the more you do it, the faster and the more efficient you become. It's just inevitable. You will get faster and you will get better. It used to take me weeks to model like very basic props when I was just starting out. I remember like one of my first assignments at my first job was to model a hot air balloon. Not only did it take me maybe like a week, maybe 5 days to just model it, and it was the most basic model ever. Just like a sphere with some indentations for the balloon itself, and then the basket was just a cube with some extruded polygons on top, and then there was like a ladder attached to it and some ropes. Man, I spent like maybe a whole day on figuring out how to model ropes, and then I presented it and it wasn't good. It was like a very basic okay model, and they were like, good, but you're slow. And yeah, after that, after many years, I did eventually speed up. Your hands are looking a little bit better than they used to. Though a lot of stuff to get done. What's the time? 3 hours and 4 minutes. I've been live for 3 hours and 4 minutes. I think I'm gonna call it a day here. Just because I need to go and live a life and have some breakfast. So I can be back here in a week with you guys. Working on the same character. Hopefully I'll get some time to work on her off screen. Just otherwise, if I keep on working for 3 hours once a week, we might get done by Christmas. You know what? I might combine some of this stuff and just mirror the earring on the other side. Voila! That's some earrings. I didn't understand the last idea you gave. Could you rephrase, please? Which idea? Sorry, I haven't read the chat in a while. The last idea you had, didn't get it. Do you have a website with work samples? Work samples? You mean my portfolio? Yeah, you can just Google Layla Viscu, or I can just show it. Yep, that was the first one. That's me. Here's my latest. I showed it off last stream, but I might as well do it again. It was an artwork for the contest on ArtStation that took place a few months ago. I mean, it finished only a few weeks ago, but it started 2 months ago. That was a fun piece to work on. How many years in 3D have you been? So, I've been learning 3D since 2014. 6 plus 3, 9. So 9-ish years, right? Yep. But professionally working, I guess you can say 5 years in the industry. But before that, I had internships, so I don't know if they count as years as well. So maybe 5+ years. Yeah. It's nice to see you and watch you work. Oh, thank you. It's nice to have you guys here. I was talking to Honey who gave an idea to the chat to fix ZBrush. Oh, right. Got it. In case you understand what Honey said, please explain. What did he say? There are files that are not installed in the program files directory. Google it or search them, delete them, and that will fix your issue. That usually happens after new installations. That's something that I also mentioned. I think we're talking about the same thing. Basically, when you install ZBrush at any point in your life, and then you reinstall another version on top of it, sometimes the files will get mixed up. So he suggests that you try to eradicate all the files connected to ZBrush old versions from your computer. If you can like search for ZBrush files on your computer and just like take them all down, considering like you save all of your work, all of your files somewhere. I'm not talking about ZBrush files, like projects or tools. I'm talking about just documentation stuff. Sometimes they will change certain elements from one release of ZBrush to another, and when you install a new one on top, it can like sort of break. So he was explaining that you should take down all the old files that you can from the directories, like C users, your name, and then like public documents. Sometimes there will be some random folders with ZBrush old stuff. But again, I would recommend reaching out to the support team. Really nice portfolio. Thank you, honey buns. Okay, I'll do that then. Yeah, try that. Just make sure to back up all of your ZBrush files and your sculpts. That was my portfolio. That's Zelda. I'm gonna save her. Now quickly load. Was it this one? Oh yeah, it's from 2 streams ago, but we've come a long way, I feel like. I might have overridden from the last stream. You know, some progress has been made. Our hands are looking okay-ish. Ugh, I still don't like them, but we'll fix that. Next stream we'll focus. I'll try to do all of this modeling off screen with all of these details, just because it's a very repetitive process and you guys kind of got the gist of it if you watch this stream. It's just gonna be more of the same. I'll model that, and then we can work on some more details, like her necklace, for instance, this thing. Then, if you guys are interested, I'm gonna ask like the management if I can use ZWrap, which is a cool plugin that I have, which allows you to sort of wrap good topology around your bad topology, and it will fix some of the issues on the mesh, like these ones. This looks nasty, and I do need good topology if I want to have a smooth mesh on the final render. And it would be just a good thing to explain, because a lot of people ask me how I make my topology. One thing I really want to say about you, you have a very soothing voice. Thank you. Starting to look magical. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's starting to look okay. It will really come through in her expression. I still haven't decided whether she should look like, I don't know, intrigued or confused. There are just so many emotions to choose from. Maybe like very determined, like on this one. Pretty cool. I quite like artworks with sort of symmetry in the middle. And then, of course, we'll model the Master Sword, which will be a good practice for hard surface modeling, with some organic stuff at the bottom. That'll be fun to model. Okay. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the chat now. If you don't, then I'm gonna get going. question, when you do big eyes, do you distort them or it's this perfectly symmetrical? Good question. I don't distort them. They stay perfectly spherical. I work the eyelid area around the eye itself. I don't distort the eye. I used to do that when I was just starting out, and I'm not sure if it's such a critical mistake, but I was called out on it, and my supervisor was like, oh no, we don't do that. Although I have seen in some productions that for very stylized characters with giant eyes, they will stretch them sometimes to be more oval, depending on the character. Sometimes it can be like a humanoid animal and they might need to have like oval eyes and stuff, which is fine. But yeah, usually for my human characters, they spherical. Do you have a good example to follow for stylist fall? I don't have a good example on my hands, but what I usually do is just I go to Pinterest. I think it might not work without like a login, but I just Google stylized clothing folds and I get really good results straight away. Yeah, I just find a bunch of references that I like that look similar to what I'm trying to create for my project, and then I just imitate it. Very like Fortnite style. There's some brushes, but I don't usually use them. I like to sculpt them by hand. So yeah, just using good references. Sometimes there are some cool 2D drawings like these that can help you understand the flow of clothing. They can really help. What's this? There's some memes. Yeah, that's a good meme. Yeah, anyway, just Google stuff. You can find so much good stuff online. On ArtStation and Pinterest, and just Google Images. Когда следующий стрим? В следующий понедельник. Как обычно. Для некоторых это воскресенье. Вот. Okay guys, thank you so much for sticking around. I'm gonna go have breakfast and live a life, and I'll see you next Monday with the same character. She might look a bit different. I will try to work on her in my spare time. Yeah, and then maybe a couple more streams and we'll pose her and she'll be almost finished. I don't want to drag this project for too long, even though I'm really enjoying it. Thank you for your nice stream. See you next week, Layla. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Bye, guys.